So, the first question is, when do you have to write? By writing, I mean like typing emails or just like writing like everyday basis.
So a lot of it does when I have to write. It's of course throughout the day, whether it's emails or whatever the case may be. But a lot of it of what I have to do in terms of writing is creating like my marketing budget in terms of what we're doing this year. I do that typically at the beginning. So like this is basically what I do. And this is what I present to Dr. Smetter. Like this is what we did last year, and this is what I think what we need to do this year, and how much we spent and everything like that. So a lot of it is me creating spreadsheets in terms of what we're spending on these activities, what we're spending on this marketing, and everything like that to help increase the numbers at MSA. But I mean, I do it in emails. I do sometimes like newsletters, things like that, especially like oh yeah. But this is typically like, as you see, because it's like so, and now that we're going 100% online, it's a lot of like, okay, this is our on campus, this is 100% online, this is what we're investing here, this is what we're investing here, and a lot of it is like justifying how much we're spending. What we call the university uses what they call an EJA. So an estimated justification as to why we're spending so much money on certain things. And so it's like, and how do you feel this is going to benefit your program, and why didn't you go with another supplier? But throughout the day it's a lot of emails, but besides that, a lot of it is the reports in terms of what we're doing for marketing, what our numbers look like, and the spreadsheets in terms of what our applicants are, how we're getting them, and all that sorts of stuff.
Okay, so the next question is, what types of documents do you use when writing, and what do you call them? So this is a spreadsheet, right?
So this is a spreadsheet. I typically use spreadsheets most of the time because it's so much easier, especially when it comes to like.
This is from Excel? Like
yes,
Excel?
yeah.
Okay.
And then I do this also like when it comes to like our, what do we call it, our roster. I use a spreadsheet when we have to put all our kids together from Brownsville to Edinburgh. Most of the time, I just like to use a spreadsheet because of the columns, and it's just so much easier to separate everything.
Do you think we could have a blank copy of that? Because it's asking for it.
Like a blank copy?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a spreadsheet, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I can hide some of the stuff out.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you all can see.
Okay, and the next question is, who's involved with these writings? So like, who do you write to? Who do you write about, and who are you writing like with? Like, does anybody else like write with you?
So no one else writes with me, but I do write them, of course, to Dr. Smitter to present, especially when she needs to know budget-wise and where we stand. A lot of that purpose is for her. And then like when sometimes we do write emails about like students, so like they're actually writing a paper about Elijah and Alyssa, about them winning grand champion. So a lot of that is also like sending that to the newspaper people here at UTRGV, what to put on it, quotes, things like that. So a lot of it is also student related within departments.
Okay, so like, for example, can you take this document home? Like, where does this writing take place? Like, is this document secretive? Like,
no, not necessarily. No? Yeah, sometimes I do take it home, especially if I need to, we have a meeting next day with marketing to make sure our numbers are correct and everything like that. But I either do it within the office, or sometimes I do take the work home. Mm-hmm.
And so why do you write these things? Like, what's the reason behind writing?
To be informative. That's mostly in terms of what my part is, to be more informative, especially in terms of where our budget stands when it comes to marketing, because I look at the budget marketing stand, and then everything we've purchased, like recruitment, all the items, the giveaways, everything that we've purchased, that's for us to be informed, like how much we spent last year. And so a lot of the spreadsheets I like to do is compare, like from when I first came in, this is how much we spent, to the next year, to the next year. What was valuable to us, what wasn't. So every year we change the way we market and where we market, depending on what the numbers to come back to explain it were. But yeah, just to be informed and to help us better recruit.
Okay, so how do you compose / write these things you write? Like, are there certain guidelines or like words that you use, like in the spreadsheet, for example, or like you gave the example of like talking to people in marketing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are there words or something that you use so they can
Or other like
understand?
lingo that only like you understand with them?
If I think about it,
Or do you have to be like using this? Do you have to like be very informative, like very exact?
yes, like
These are
here,
exact.
like for example, my marketing spreadsheet, I do have to like, okay, this was the venue we chose. This is the type of advertisement. Like for example, the venue we chose was a Brownsville Herald. And so the type of it, it's an ad, it's a newspaper ad. So when it comes to these reports, I have to be like very exact. Like I have to say,
Right?
yes, the date that it was going to be published, what was the quantity, what was the exact account, amount, what was the total we paid. If we bought two, what was the total, but how much did each one count? And then like what was the purpose of us doing that advertisement. And so like most of it is like exposure to the community. And then I have to put like, okay, so like the Brownsville Herald is in Brownsville, so it would advertise me to the lower valley and not to the upper valley. So it's very descriptive in terms of what we have to do. With the marketing, we do use certain lingo when it comes to the social media aspect. Like we talk about landing pages and the number of views and things like that. So when we look at our campaigns on social media, we do use certain terminology in terms of what was our return investment, what was our the amount spent for how many clicks and things like that. So we do have certain lingo when it comes to our social media advertisement and when we actually review those numbers and what it looks like.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
That's
Thank
it?
you.
Okay.